Hello everybody, my name is Dean and thank you for joining another video of Amateur Adventures in Beekeeping. This video is of my very first hive inspection. I got my bees on May the 4th. On May the 6th, I had to travel for almost 3 weeks. When I got back, I was really excited to do an inspection. I was hoping my bees were still there. I wasn't even sure if they had absconded and left or if they'd still be there. So I did definitely find bees, and when I opened up the hive, there were a lot of things going on. I thought I had a pretty clear plan on how I wanted to approach it. I probably should have written that plan down, because once I got into the hive, my adrenaline started to go up, and I feel like I made some mistakes. If you're a serious beekeeper or you have experience, you'll see them immediately. If you're not, I'll just tell you, there were burr comb in there, or comb honeycomb wax that's where you don't really want it. I should have removed that comb, and I will do that in my next inspection. But I also found the queen, and I got super excited, and then the bees were starting to fly because I'd been in the hive maybe too long, and I started worrying about that, and I almost bailed on the whole inspection because I spotted the queen. I was like, wow, mission accomplished. But really, there were lots of things that I was intending to look for. So my next inspection will hopefully be a little more controlled, hopefully a little smoother as I'm getting adjusted to working with the bees and being around them. But overall, I'm going to give myself like a, C on this one. Maybe average for somebody with zero experience. I did get a chance to read a whole manual on my travels. It's The Backyard Beekeeper. It's a book by Kim Flottam. It was awesome. Lots of great information. Hopefully will help up my game in my second inspection. So anyway, enjoy the content. Thanks for coming along. I hope the video's not too crazy. I'm still filming myself. Hopefully I'll be able to talk one of my family members into holding a camera at some point, but they're all still a little nervous about the bees. Anyway, appreciate you coming along. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content, and we'll check back with you here soon. All right, so I'm suited up. I'm gonna go do my inspection. So here we go. Here goes nothing. I've got my smoker lit and got it kind of burning. So when I close it up, should go to smoking, and we'll go over and inspect the hive and see what we're working with. Again, things we're looking for. I had some food in there for them, some sugar syrup. I actually mixed up a little bit more. I'm trying to be prepared and have everything that I need so that I can get in and out of the hive, hopefully in just one trip. But we're looking for food stores, evidence of the queen. There was a pollen patty in there. I want to see what they've done with that. And then there were 5 frames from the nuke that had wax on them, with the feeder that only left 4 blank frames from my kit. So we're going to see if they've been building any wax. I did take another box out there in the event that they are building wax. And it looks, if they're like 80% built out, we'll add the next level of the hive with an additional 10 frames, move one of the brood frames up to the second hive, but we'll just have to see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and blow out my fire here and get the smoker smoking. We'll go over and get this thing going. It's about 7:30 p.m. here in Idaho. Nicest weather we've had in quite a while. I actually wanted to do this about 5 o'clock, but having been traveling, I had a bunch of chores that I needed to do, and we're going to do a little traveling tomorrow again. So I want to get this done because I'm A, just like morbidly curious, and B, it will be 3 weeks since I set the hive out tomorrow, and I just don't want to wait much beyond that to get it done. So we'll go see if the bees are friendly. I am going to wear gloves. I do have a hive tool, so I'm trying to be totally prepared so I can get this all done. All right, we'll move over to the hive. Okay, so just observing here from about 10 feet away, there's definitely still bees coming and going into the hive. So I'm going to go give them a little smoke at the entrance, and then I'll take the cap off, get a quick smoke on there, and we'll start doing an inspection. Okay, a little smoke on the entrance. I'm going to check for the queen. There's definitely quite a few bees here on the lid, but they look like they're super calm, which is cool. So I'm going to hit them with a little bit of smoke here. This shouldn't be stuck, I don't think. Oh. A little bit of propolis. All right. So the first thing I can see here, they all look super calm. They are over on the feeder, and it looks like it's pretty much empty. So I'm definitely going to be adding some sugar water there. I'm gonna give them a little smoke, try to get them to go down into the hive. Ooh, there's a drone bee. That's cool. Big guy. Bring you guys over and give you a look inside the hive. So, got a little bit of wax on the top. That was definitely not there. That pollen patty is pretty much gone. It is gone. So the pollen would be the protein for the bees. I didn't really look at the underside of this lid. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, there's a few bees there. Now, I didn't really look. I mean, they are really clustered up on there. That's because there's some comb underneath. So I'm just gonna carefully put this down. Hopefully the queen's not in there, and if she is, hopefully she didn't fall out of the hive. I could give them a shake, I guess, and put them back in the hive, but I'm just gonna set them down. Try not to crush anybody. Let's give it a little more smoke here. I mean, man, those bees are packed in there. They are just absolutely packed in. Totally crazy. Whoops. Look at that. It's wall-to-wall bees. So I'm gonna have to be very careful and try not to crush anybody. Set this down. There we go. So I'm gonna start on this side. Outside frame. Gonna lift it out. So we got a few bees on there, absolutely no wax. No wax there. There are a few bees down on the bottom. Boy, everybody is nice and calm here. I'm actually going to set this frame outside the hive. Now my queen is supposed to be marked, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Now this next hive has a lot more bees on it compared to the first. I mean, a lot more bees. I mean, wow, look at that. That's incredible. So they are starting to build some wax. There's some comb there in just little sparse places, but not crazy amounts. But they are starting to build that out. So go ahead and replace that frame gently. Just give them a little tiny puff smoke. They're coming up. Now we're getting into the frames that are from the nuke itself. And these ones, yeah, starting to see a little more propolis. The bee glue. These are kind of welded down. But wow, these frames are chock full of bees. Whew! That's actually quite heavy. I've got one angry bee on me now. So he's gonna have to just be angry. Oh man, these guys are getting agitated. Okay, there's just lots of brood on this one, on both sides of the frame. So obviously some major queen action going on here, because these outer ones didn't have much, if any, brood on them, and they are just chock full. Crazy, crazy. Gently back in we go. For heaven's sake. Here's another frame that is just massively, oh, there's my queen right there. She's got a green dot on her. Maybe she'll re-emerge, but she's kind of left of center in the upper part of the frame. There she is. She just peeked herself out one more time. So the queen is definitely there. I'm gonna gently put that one back in. There's a lot of drone brood at the bottom of the frame. Okay, now that I've seen the queen, I don't really feel like I need to check the rest. Maybe this last outside frame, I want to see what it's got going on, just in terms of space. They definitely have filled out those 5 frames that came with the box, and I'm seeing that there's actually only 3 frames that weren't built out. So I'm going to check one more of the new frames and just see. So let's see if we can get this one out. It's very loose in there. Wow, okay, nice work. So quite a bit of wax on this frame on the one side. They've even got some nectar in there. And then I'm going to flip the frame over, take a look at the other side. Lots of bees, and not much wax there, but quite a bit. So 5 of those frames are just chock full, and some of them they've kind of overbuilt the comb. I mean, they've got 80% of what's already in there filled up. So maybe I actually will add the frames back in and move the feeder up. So I'm going to pull the feeder. Okay, we're buzzing. Buzzing around here. Just give them a little bit more smoke. And I've got to pick one of these frames to move up. This one here, the comb is like really overbuilt almost. You can see that it's sticking out that side pretty far. Same down here, because I think with that feeder it was hard to pack the frames in. But I'll pull one of those brood frames up into the second box, and then we'll load out the bottom and go from there. So we'll put the brood in the center of this one. Okay. So we've got a brood frame transferred over. I'm going to fill this back up. Frames. Just kind of set them in loosely, and then we'll pack them in. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. I know it's hard to get the feeder frame in. That's 9. Now I'm going to move these guys in. Okay, so there's one box. We've got basically 4.5, 5 frames filled out. I'm gonna place the top box on with the feeder, and we'll load the feeder up. Okay, we are double stacked here. Just gotta move them in. Okay. Move our feeder up. Unfortunately, this guy takes up quite a bit of space. I'm starting to make him a little testy, I think. But just give them a little bit more, one more little smoke. I've got some more sugar for them, which apparently they're liking because it's pretty much gone. So there's another 2 quarts of sugar water. I'm going to put the top cover on. We're going to go this direction with the top cover gently down. All right. Put the top on, and then put them to bed. The hive is reassembled. So far I haven't been stung. There are quite a few bees buzzing around me right now, but they don't seem overly worked up compared to the first day I was here. Just a little smoke in the area here. Go ahead and put the top block back on just to hold everything together. All right. Gather up my tools. Gather up the smoke. Still going, which is good. So using wood chips in my smoker. I'm just going to make a slow retreat. I got one still hanging on here, but they should fly home, I think, when I get far enough away. The adrenaline level was higher than what I expected it would be. There was a moment there where I felt like, oh man, like maybe I need to bail out, you know. There were things that I saw that I didn't really expect to see, like, you know, the comb being built out wider than the frame in some of those. And I was able to push the frames together. Hopefully, if the space is too tight, the bees will go in and remodel the wax. But Man, I mean, there were a solid 4 frames, completely covered both sides in brood, and then some half brood covered frames. The filming, I'm sure, is just going to be crazy. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it down a little bit, but I think the bees have all decided to go back home. So I'll put my smoker out and then maybe give some closing observations, and we'll go from there.